Emma Wolf is here. Let's talk about a couple of big stories that we haven't mentioned yet. One is about the England star's devout dad blasting the FA for warning his son over "I love Jesus," which he wrote on his rainbow armband. Slightly complicated story, this, but football club captains in the Premier League are being told that they must wear an LGBT rainbow armband, right? This guy happens to be a Christian, a devout Christian. He's written "I love Jesus" on it, and he's getting a lot of flack for it.
And his father, brilliant defence from his father. He said, well, look, he agreed to wear the armband. He was just trying to balance the message. He was saying, you gave me the armband. As a Christian, I don't believe in your cause, but I will put it on.
Yeah.
Then he wrote on it, what did he write? Jesus loves you.
I love Jesus.
I love Jesus. Well, he said, I know
Not particularly controversial, is it?
I know things change because of different beliefs, but it's a Christian country. But players are meant to be banned from displaying any political, religious or personal slogans, statements or images on their kit under the FA rules.
Right.
So why are they wearing rainbow? Why are they being forced to wear rainbow armbands?
Exactly right. And there's one also skipper who is the Ipswich Town skipper called Sam Morsey, who happens to be a Muslim. He refused to wear the pride armband, and he's being let off with on the grounds that it's because of his religious beliefs. So there's a bit of a two-tier armband system going on once again, right?
Exactly.
Because the Christian guy gets told off and the Muslim guy doesn't.
Of course. And I'm not even sure why they're being forced to wear rainbow armbands anyway. We see this, you know, strange LGBT...
well, every month now, it seems to be Pride Month.
Everywhere,
I thought Pride Month was like June, but it's not, is it? It's sort of every month.
It seems to be every month, and it seems to be in our streets, on our streets. You know, we have a rainbow crossing near us. I'm not sure why it needs to be plastered on the streets. And when you talk to people who are gay, they say, oh, I don't need rainbows everywhere. Just calm down, let me live my life and get on with yours.
Exactly right. Now, the season is coming up, Christmas season, to be jolly, according to the Daily Mail.
Yes.
It's supposed to be the season of love and understanding, but board games are going to cause more problems than anything at home.
This is really funny. This is a survey from Mattel, who obviously make lots of board games, and apparently loads of us are cheats.
Yeah.
And rather than sort of bringing the family together over Christmas and, you know, a lovely way to unite everybody, most people, I think it's 63%, are having full-blown arguments, really getting quite competitive with that. But the cheats, it's the cheating, isn't it? We were talking about cheating and thinking about the best ways to cheat. Probably Monopoly, when you take all the money, when you're the banker, you take all the money, but also Scrabble, when you keep a few of the tablets back, just in case you need an emergency
I mean, I must admit, I've been the victim of cheating at Monopoly.
A victim only?
Yeah, I don't cheat because I just happen to be quite good at it.
Yeah.
And my sister and my father, when we were young, they used to sort of coalesce together to try and make sure that I didn't win. And so whichever one of them was the banker, they would be passing money to the other. And I was going, how have they got so much money? And I was quite innocent about it all.
I mean, that's even more devious. They were actually kind of uniting to cheat together.
No, they were ganging up on me. And I get accused of cheating at Scrabble because I happen to believe that there are certain things that you can do in Scrabble, like putting a word down and across at the same time, thereby doubling everything up. But people have paid me at Scrabble and people get incensed. They go, you can't do that. People get very, very angry. You can't do that. And I'm like, yeah, you can. As long as it's a continuation of the word and you're using one word to make another, I think you can.
No, you've got to follow the rules. The problem is,
I don't think that's against the rules.
Well, this is a Christmas story, and the problem is that people are drinking a lot from about 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yes.
And then by about sort of, you know, about 3 in the afternoon, they're having these board games and getting really, really competitive and quite angry with their family.
And a lot of people spend more time with each other at Christmas than they do at any other time, don't they? And it's not always a good thing.
Not a good thing. I'm a Londoner, and so I always feel very grateful that when I go to my parents for Christmas, I can actually leave, and I think of those people that have gone miles and miles, I don't know, up to the north of Scotland, and they're there in their childhood bedroom for like a week or 10 days.
Shivering.
And how do you cope with it?
I know.
After a few hours when you just want to go home to your own place.
Of course, you can't leave. It's Boxing Day because there are no trains.
Well, there won't be any trains. And it's all OK because renationalisation is going to sort out the railway.
Oh, yeah,
I
apparently.
don't think.
I really don't see that.
This is the new Transport Secretary, isn't it? Heidi Alexander.
Yes.
Who's,
she's a bit of a cyclist. You might like her.
Oh, gosh.
I mean, it turns out, apparently...
I don't like all cyclists. In fact, the majority of cyclists I don't like.
That's me too.
I know.
70% of trains now run on time, so 30% of trains do not run on time. I spoke about this on Monday. I had the most horrendous journey back from Edinburgh. I went to Edinburgh for Alex Salmond's memorial, which was brilliant. And the journey up was fine, but the journey back, my God, 6.5 hours.
That is ludicrous. At the same time, they were announcing, you know, it's going to be quicker to get the train back from Edinburgh than fly and all of this. And I simply don't believe that. 70% of trains run on time. No, there will be some metric where they can say, well, this one isn't included, that isn't included, this is due to adverse weather. When you talk to people, overwhelmingly people getting trains feel they've paid hundreds of pounds for a service that is cold, no lavatories, no seats, and there are massive delays.
Yeah, absolutely right. And they only count it as late, of course, if it's really late.
Yes.
So that's probably why it's 70%.
Well, exactly.
Probably should be 30% or something like that. The Emir of Qatar is here. A lot of pictures on the front pages. Posh and Bex were there.
Yeah, well,
I don't know quite
state dinner, I guess. I'm not sure why they were there.
Maybe
but
they know. Maybe they spend a bit of time in Qatar or something like that. I mean, I was asking the other day if Gary Lineker might be offered the opportunity to be a guest of honour, given he quite likes Qatar, despite its human rights record. Doesn't mind taking money from the old media there. But it's quite a big deal, I suppose. You might say.
Yeah, I think it was a big deal for a couple of reasons. The Queen has actually had quite a bad chest infection.
Pneumonia. I think
she's had pneumonia, and also the seeing Kate back again, Princess Catherine back again on sort of state duty, looking really well, looking absolutely beautiful actually, in a resplendent kind of mulberry gown, and actually, I thought looking a lot more healthy than when she was last seen. So hopefully they're all on the road to recovery.
I'm told that King Charles bonded with Bex apparently over honey earlier in the year.
Well, isn't Beck still desperate for a knighthood?
Well,
that's
so we hear.
Been rolling for years.
But it has to come from politicians, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, I suppose he could be on the King's birthday honours list or something like that.
Well, he seems to really want it.
Yes, absolutely.
You always want the thing you can't have. You could be a billionaire, you could be a millionaire, you can be David Beckham, but because you don't have, the knighthood, you just feel that you've been overlooked.
Absolutely right. Now, the town with the happiest residents in the country has been announced, and it was last year Richmond upon Thames. This year, it's a place in Suffolk called Woodbridge. I've never been there, but it sounds nice,
lovely,
doesn't it?
I think everything in Suffolk sounds pretty lovely. Richmond upon Thames is lovely.
Hard to get to, though.
Sevenoaks is lovely. I mean, all of these places that are listed are lovely because they're wealthy, they're middle class. There aren't
Leafy.
people. You don't have problems with immigration. You don't have, people opening up asylum centres there or any of that. So I think it's just that people have a wonderful quality of life there.
I wonder how many the Turkish barbers they've got. Because, I mean, that might be a signal as well.
Not very many. No, exactly.
Not very many. Should we talk about the
Probably not much crime on the streets. Probably not lots of those empty canisters, drugs and all of that.
I wonder if that's a thing that's a past now. I don't see so many of those.
I don't see them much anymore, actually.
Maybe they've moved on. What about the Elgin Marbles? It looks as though Prime Minister Keir Starmer is going to just not stand in the way. Apparently they didn't even discuss it yesterday when the Greek Prime Minister was here.
He's going to let them go back. They're starting to... It's already... the line is softening. Number 10 are saying... well, we're not going to stand in the way.
Yes.
Then they're saying, oh, it's a matter for the British Museum, which is, of course, Bloomin' George Osborne. So it'll be Starmer and Osborne. I can just see this is going to happen very, very soon. The marbles will be back, the statues will be back at the Parthenon within months. That's my prediction for next year.
I wouldn't be at all surprised. It's a shame, really, isn't it? Because museums are supposed to be for collecting things from other parts of the world. I'm not a great believer in sending everything back from whence it came.
No.
Then what's the point of having
museums?
museums?
A lot of dispute about how they came to be in this country, and we are chipping away, well, we're hacking away at the things that make this country wonderful and great, and the things that we have here, and the reason that tourists like to come here and go to the British Museum and other places.
Exactly right.
Maybe they'll demolish the British Museum next. Who knows?
Well, maybe we'll give that away. Let's have a voice note from Liam.
Good morning, Mike. Liam and Folkestone here. Now, picture the scene. Here's Starmer. You can have the Chagos Islands, the Falklands, Gibraltar, the Elgin Marbles, and as much climate support as you want. Now, what are you going to give us in return? And the rest of the world says, boop, all. Starmer says, you drive a hard bargain, but it's a deal. Anyway, Mike, keep up the great work. Cheers.
Yeah, so we get nothing in return, in other words. Brilliant. Apart from a load of migrants, I suppose.
Exactly.
We'll send you some people. That's what we'll do for that. Good to see you, Emma. Thank you very much indeed, Emma Wolf there. How about this from Shelley? Mike, I work from home 1 day a week in the office. I have 3 children and a disabled husband. Working from home saves me 1.5 to 2 hours a day in travel. I'm able to do more for my family and myself. I can do the food shopping, walk the dogs, exercise, cook healthier meals as I'm not stuck in traffic, battling to get home. I'm more productive during my work hours as I'm not having long chats to my colleagues, walking half the office building to get a drink or use the loos. I do 5 days a week. It's not everyone who wastes time, and some of us work hard. I'm sure that's true, and I'm sure some of you do work hard, and some of you are getting quite wound up about the fact that I'm always having to go at people who work from home. But not everyone is like you, I'm afraid, and an awful lot of civil servants in particular who have no discernible management, who have no discernible boss, who just don't really need to do anything. and they don't now even have to turn up to do nothing. They can do nothing from home, and that's the people I've got a problem with. Nobody's saying that just because you work from home, you're therefore swinging the lead. But what I'm saying is that an awful lot of people who are working from home are not doing very much of anything at all, and I don't think you can dispute that.